I'm fixing a hole where the rain gets in to stop my mind from wandering. Now, I'm fixing a hole in my apartment wall because some moron on New Year's Eve put his elbow through it. I had friends from FedEx come over on New Year's Eve so we could celebrate the new era, the new year, 2021. And we were just hanging out, watching movies, playing video games. My friends Mark and John were playing Madden, and John kept talking crap on Mark, like, "Oh, you're not gonna beat me, you're not gonna beat me." So Mark was ahead by like 2 touchdowns, and then scored again. Got up, cheered, "Woo!" Stood up and elbowed a hole into my wall as a celebration, I guess, which was maybe the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and this one of the most annoying, stupid things I've ever seen, because now there's a big hole in the sheetrock of my house. So don't worry. I mean, Mark was apologetic and he refunded me handsomely. So I'm not upset about that or concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is I don't really know how to fix a hole in the wall. And I can talk to maintenance, the maintenance people at my apartment complex, and they'll just come up and fix it. But then I have to pay, or and then it'll look bad on me for inviting people over to the apartment that would punch holes in walls. It wasn't me. But they could very well say, look, Harrison Brinker's trying to renew his lease and we have to approve it. Well, he's known to invite people over that punch holes into the drywall. So, yeah, throw that one out. So I'm trying to keep it under the radar. I mean, at the end of the day, if when I move out, once they finally like give an inspection of the apartment, if they end up saying, "What's this?" and I say, "That's a hole I fixed," and they say, "It's terrible, we'll replace it, paint over it, it'll look good as new, but you have to pay for it," I go, "You know what? Just do it, I guess, if that's what you have to do." But for right now, there's no more hole in the wall. I fixed it. And if that happens and I have to pay for it, I'm still making Mark pay. I'm not paying for that crap. I didn't put it there. Mark's the one who put it there with his elbow. But I went to Walmart and picked up spackle, the spackle spatula, sandpaper, and I went a little overboard. I got that mesh tape for fixing drywall. And then, you know how your wall has like a texture on it? I mean, it has like, it's not perfectly smooth. Like you can look at it, it's kind of bumpy, lumpy, looks like pancake batter on the wall. So I got like this spray bottle that gives that wall texture. Um, and that was like $15 for the whole can. So half of the money I spent on these tools went towards that can of crap. So, like I said, I think I went a little above and beyond because it was a square hole in the wall, right? I think there must have been like a replacement piece of drywall there already because it wouldn't have. I don't get how the heck it's square, how the hole is perfectly square, but the top and the bottom line on this square, bottom lines are indented. Like those pieces of drywall are broken, and you can see that they're like dented in. Whereas the left and right sides are just cracked, like they're not broken in the wall. You know what I mean? So I knew I had to fill in those. I knew I had to fill in the cracks, but I knew the hardest part would be trying to fix this chunk of the wall that's like broken out. Fixing these big drywall chunks. So I laid over the mesh. I was watching all these videos on YouTube about how to fix drywall, It's not crazy. It's pretty easy. It'll be a lot easier if I had paint. But the walls in my apartment are white, and I'm just concerned like what kind of they're not painted. They're just like I guess they must be painted, but they're just plain white. And I'm just worried that if what white paint is there. There's 1,000 different kinds of white, and like I said, I don't want to have to talk to maintenance to ask them what the heck it looks like. So I want to try my best, or my intentions were to fix it so perfectly that you wouldn't even need paint, because the drywall spackle is white anyway. I was just hoping, yeah, worst case scenario, it'd be a little shiny, but come on, for all intents and purposes, nothing's wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Just how the maintenance people, they'll just paint over anything. Like they painted over once I moved into this apartment, there's like pieces of tape that are just painted into my wall because the maintenance guys just paint over it. I'm hoping that they just do that and don't ask questions once I move out. But so I got that. I first laid over that drywall tape over top of these 2 cracks, which like makes it flush with the wall, right? And then I put spackle over that and sanded it, and then spackled it again, sanded it, spackled it again, sanded it. So now I think I'm on my 4th layer of spackle now, and there's no more crack in the wall, but every time I sand it, like you can see this mesh, because I'm trying to sand it as flat to the wall as I possibly can, except there's this millimeter fabric of this mesh fiberglass tape, right? So now I'm thinking I just shouldn't have put that tape down. I should have just filled the holes with complete spackle. Like I said, I think I went above and beyond. Like this isn't my house. If I had a home and I had cracked drywall, I think the drywall tape is for like if your house is settling and there's just a crack that appears over a doorway because the foundation is shifting. Like you put the tape over that because that's a problem area in your house where if it shifts again, it genuinely will crack again. But if you put that tape over it, it kind of holds the drywall together. Whereas this isn't going to crack again. This is just a chunk in the wall. The only reason it would crack again is if Mark came over and put his other elbow in the wall again, like an idiot. So I was kind of just using it as like an easy way to make the hole flush to the wall. Like I knew it wouldn't crack again, but I just used it like I said, just as a way to make it flush to the wall because there was a dent in the wall. But now that I spackled it 4 layers, it's already flush to the wall, except now there's just a mesh sheet that you can see like shining through the wall, and that's more obvious than the color difference, or at least you can see the color difference, and like maybe the maintenance would forgive it, like he must have put a dent in the wall and he fixed it. But now it's like, all right, now he put this random mesh crap on it, like it looks stupid. So I think I might have to just put another hole in the wall, take out the drywall, fix it all up again, and take out the mesh. And like I said, going above and beyond, I shouldn't have bought that spray crap because I just feel like I'm coming off like a 30-year-old man, where it's not my apartment, or it's my apartment, but it's not my house. Like I'm a college kid that holes happen in the wall all the time. I'm sure they would forgive me, but they might just think of me as an idiot if I was in all over my head and they're like, why the heck did he use the mesh? He just put an elbow in the wall. Like I said, so now at this point, I should have just filled in the big crack with spackle. If it took a couple layers, that's fine, but at this point it's already flush, so it would have taken me 4 layers to make it flush. But I'm an idiot. So how was your New Year's Eve? Like I said, I had a couple friends over. We started out, what were we watching? We just had Madden playing in the background. We weren't even playing Madden. We just had the video game, the Xbox on, projecting onto the wall, and we were just hanging out. And then we stayed up all freaking night. So we watched the ball drop, of course, like on a crap YouTube live stream where there was like 4 people in Times Square. And then at like 6 in the morning, we got sheets. We had like a big order of sheets, like food. If you never heard of Sheets, I don't know. It's like a gas station, but they have good food. So, yeah, we went on the Sheets app and ordered this like $60 worth of breakfast, and then Mark drove over and picked it up and got it. And then at 7 o'clock, my friend John was like, "You guys want to go out to breakfast?" And I was like, "Are you kidding? We just went to breakfast." So then he was trying to convince me to take us to a diner. So we called all these diners, but Pennsylvania just opened up restaurants again yesterday. So this obviously was January 1st when I'm telling the story. So nothing was open. You couldn't sit in any restaurants. Everything was takeout. So I was like, well, why don't we just go to Giant and I'll just make a huge breakfast. So that's what we did. We went to Giant, picked up bacon, sausage, hash browns, toast. We just made this big mega breakfast. And it was delicious. We had Pulp Fiction playing in the background, and it was very fun. And then everyone went home. I drove back to York, and the next morning we drove to Ohio. Me, my parents, and my brother drove to Ohio to help my sister from New Mexico move into her new house. I saw my niece, I saw my nephew, saw my brother-in-law, hung out, went to Sheets in Ohio twice, bought some Ohio lottery tickets, lost. So that was fun. So my sister's officially moved in. I'll be hanging out there again now. It's easier than flying to New Mexico every weekend, but Ohio is like a 4-hour drive away, so I'll be hanging out there. Now that FedEx is letting me have Sundays off again, thank God, so I can finally take it easy on the weekends. Oh, FedEx, it drives me crazy. But, like, as much as I hate working on the weekends, I do like money. And I got my paycheck. I'm normally, let's just say, I'm used to maybe $500 in a paycheck, right? And last week I opened my paycheck and there was $200, and I go, what in the heck happened here? And I realized it was Christmas. So I didn't work Sunday for the week of Christmas, like the 25th that week. So Sunday I didn't work, and I normally work. I didn't work Sunday. Monday I went in. Tuesday I went in. Wednesday I went in. Thursday was Christmas Eve. I went in for like 2 hours. Friday I didn't go in. Saturday I didn't go in. So I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then half a day Thursday. So that's like 12. I think I got 15 hours for the whole week. And I'm used to 30. So my paycheck was quite sparse. And from now on, that's how it's going to be, especially because after the first, my raise went away. I had a $4 raise because of the holiday, and just because it was so hectic, because so many people were ordering through Black Friday, gave us a raise. And now that's over. So I'm already making less money, and I'm going to be working like half as many hours. So that is not good, because I really liked those paychecks. FedEx was on a Penn Live story today. Penn Live is like the, I don't know, news. I'm going to guess it's Pennsylvania news because it has Penn in it. But it was a news article written to Penn Live about some disgruntled employee from FedEx saying that FedEx doesn't follow the, hang on, I'm trying to find the article. Doesn't follow the corona stipulations. Penn Live, FedEx. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. Let me read it. Is anyone investigating the COVID complaints submitted to the state? As last-minute online shoppers eagerly wait their holiday purchases, little do they know the potential COVID-19 nightmare unfolding behind the scenes. So this is a letter someone wrote to Penn Live. I am a package handler at FedEx Ground in Lower Swatara Township. Despite the Department of Health's mandate, FedEx management has failed to enforce mask wearing, creating an unsafe environment for myself and the other 400 employees at the facility and risking an imminent health crisis for our community. My complaints to supervisors have gone unaddressed. I have also reported these violations to the PA Department of Health's official COVID-19 complaint form with a similar lack of response. It's not just my own health at stake. My sister, who also works at FedEx, and I live at home with our parents. We risk carrying the virus home to them. Our coworkers, many of whom cannot afford to leave their jobs, endanger their families as well. It is demoralizing to see how FedEx prioritizes the productivity and profit while devaluing the health and safety of employees, their families, and the community. On a larger scale, it is alarming that the regulations and reporting mechanisms in place to protect frontline workers are not being enforced or investigated. When corporations fail to ensure a safe work environment, we need state officials to step in and hold big business accountable. I beg Governor Tom Wolf and Rachel Levine to investigate the reports of violations that we have submitted to the COVID-19 complaint form. If Pennsylvania truly cares about keeping its frontline workers safe, we need government officials who put their words into action. Written by blankety blank in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Well, I can attest at FedEx, they are up our butts every freaking day to have masks on. Every time we have a shift. I mean, also, this kid, I don't work on the same shift as him. I don't know how they do it on the overnight shift or the even load side. I'm unload. I just work. I go from 5 o'clock, unload trucks all day. So I don't know what other managers are like. But I'm constantly getting berated to have my mask on because even sometimes I mean, it's different too because I work there with Jason and I live with Jason, so they're a little more lenient of like, if you guys work together, you don't have to wear masks because you're just going to go home and take your mask off anyway, and whatever, me and Jason do, make out or whatever. Just kidding, we don't make out. But, I mean, yeah, they're constantly up our butts. There's this guy that walks around every day, and it's just, his whole purpose of being at FedEx is to tell people to make sure they're wearing a mask, and he comes up and yells at you if you're not. So to say that they're being lackadaisical at FedEx is just a lie. And I think it's a little trumped up to make it sound like we're in a little more danger than we are. Because FedEx, the last thing FedEx wants to do is get fined by the government. So, yeah, they're constantly telling us to wear masks. I guess, not that you guys care. I'm just saying, if you guys end up reading an article somewhere that says FedEx doesn't take Corona seriously, you can tell it's a lie. Because I work there, and I guarantee they're in my butt every freaking day to make sure I do. It's just, come on. So, now we got the government coming to FedEx within this week sometime. Well, that's what our boss told us, so that they can make sure that we're wearing masks. I don't know what the deal is with that. I think that was just a way to get a kid to complain. I don't know. You look up this kid's name. I'm not gonna say who the kid is. I don't even know who the kid is, but you can. I looked up his name, and I don't know. There's just the only pictures of him on Google are like him protesting the election or protesting like the Trump in the election, saying like, make sure my vote counts, Governor Wolf, like this, standing outside the Capitol. which is whatever. Politically, I don't really care where anyone stands, but I guess it's just more just like you can tell where this kid leans, clearly, I guess is the main point of what I'm saying. And I don't know. I'm sick of Corona. Is that rude for me to say? I mean, I understand if that article came out in March and it was like, this deadly virus, all we know about Corona is it's super contagious, and if you get it, you die, and it's the worst thing you've ever experienced. So everyone's like, yes, wear your mask. And FedEx was making you wear masks in March. But I understand if that article came out then and was like, can we take this a little more seriously? The last I knew, this disease is going to kill me. Am I going to die? Please make you wear a mask. But at this point, look, you should still be following the rules, I guess. But it also is like, are you still under the impression that if you get corona, you die? There's less than it's like 0.001% chance that if you get it, you die. It has a 99% survival rate. I'm not saying that if you get it, it doesn't make you sick. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It's very well the most contagious thing, one of the most contagious things we've seen. That's the problem with it. I get why we wear masks. But can you please give me a break, dude? And I don't have any skin in the game at FedEx other than they pay my paychecks. I don't care if he wants to go and complain to the government that FedEx is being annoying. But it also is like, but now you're hindering me at work. So it is involving me, and it's just annoying because it's not true. But now we got a whole hissy fit government people coming in to investigate FedEx, where it's like, what are they gonna? They're gonna you. Thanks a lot, dude. It's like these kind of people where you'll get in a fight, or you'll see two people fighting in the street, and then there's just people watching going, get the police, and it's just like, that's not what the cops are for. The cops are out to fight rapists and murderers, not settle your arguments at the gas station when you could just fix it with a twisted tea can. You guys see that video where the white guy's saying like racial epithets to the black guy and just getting all up in his face, so the black guy takes a twisted tea can and just smashes him in the face? That was funny, and that guy deserved it. But should the police have come there? I'm not saying they did. I don't know what happened after the video stopped, but they clearly, these people in that example settled the disagreement among themselves. They don't need police. So, and I don't know. I mean, it's a twisted web we weave, but I don't think it was necessary to get the government involved. But that's just my thing. I don't care. I mean, FedEx is, if they actually aren't following the rules, whatever shift that guy works on, I guess it makes sense to complain about him. It's still like, really, we need the government involved. At this point, you're still falling for this whole, if you get it, you die. Unless you're 90 years old and you're about 300 pounds overweight, you're going to be just fine. And you can look up the picture of this kid. He's 19 and looks like he weighs about 120. He's going to be just okay. So here's my rant. Lastly, I went into my Penn State account and changed all my classes around. I dropped all the English classes that I said I was going to take and excited about being an English teacher, and I changed them to film production major. So if that interests you, that's great. If it doesn't, then I don't care, because if you don't know me and you don't care, then what do I care? So anyway, I'm going to change my major to film production, I think. If that doesn't work out, I'm dropping out, going to the Air Force, and working at FedEx for the rest of my life, which is fine. Now, I started off this episode teasing you with a nice song about fixing a hole, and that's why today's song of the day is "Fixing a Hole" by the Beatles. And if it's muted, it's because it's the Beatles. So hopefully I don't get sued the pants off me. But here's a song called "Fixing a Hole" by the Beatles. I'm fixing a hole where the rain gets in and stops my... Yeah. Great song. Can't play over 5 seconds. Sometimes you can get away with 5 seconds, but that's the Beatles. And I'm sure even that will be enough to get me taken off the internet. But if it didn't get muted, or if it did get muted, look up that song. It's from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Great album. Fixing a hole. And that's what I was doing today. I was fixing a hole. Next up is the movie of the day, of course. We have the 1986 adventure drama, Stand By Me. After learning that a stranger has been accidentally killed near their rural homes, 4 Oregon boys decide to go see the body. On the way, Gordy LaChance, Vern Tessio, Chris Chambers, and Teddy Duchamp encounter a mean junk man in a marsh full of leeches. as they also learn more about one another and their very different home lives. Just a lark at first, the boys' adventure evolves into a defining event in their lives. Sorry, I read that like a moron. I read that like I was reading Braille for the first time, but hopefully you've already heard of Stand By Me. Hopefully you've seen it, but if you haven't, definitely check it out. That's a great, sweet movie. Yeah, these like 12 I think it's 12-year-olds set in the 50s, and they hear that a kid their age got hit by a train, or has died, and no one found the body. And so these guys go out to find the body, and they learn a lot about themselves. Last but not least, we have the word of the day. Today's word of the day is an adjective. Sanctimonious is the word. Sanctimonious. I think I spelled that right. Making a show of being morally superior to other people. What happened to all this sanctimonious talk about putting his family first? Question mark. What happened to all this sanctimonious talk about putting his family first? I guess is how I should have read it. Sanctimonious. Making a show of being morally superior. Great word. Kind of like that guy at FedEx who wrote an article about how everyone else is not taking this seriously and he's the only guy. That's smart. He may very well be right. It's still annoying. So that was it. Yeah, New Year's, I went to Ohio, very fun, and made a big breakfast and fixed a hole in my wall and went to work. That's what happened since Thursday. That's what happened since last year. Now I'm going to wrap the episode up. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Actually, let's see the YouTube dashboard and see how we're standing here. YouTube dashboard, that's always a fun behind-the-scenes thing. But if you don't care about this, you can leave now. But if you're still already here, if you don't care about this, then you probably ended the episode 45 minutes ago. Holy shit. Hang on a sec. Didn't mean to swear there, but I looked at my subscribers and they went down to 42 subscribers. And that's very confusing to me. What the heck happened? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong YouTube account. That's why. I was signed into my old weird Minecraft YouTube account with Tyler Funk, and it said I had 42 subscribers, which is true for that account, but I was looking at the White Coffee account, very, very confused, which has 190 subscribers, which is still not good. We're losing subscribers constantly. But, oh geez, we had 237 views on the last episode. New Year, New Me. We had 2 likes, 2 dislikes. I don't know who would dislike a video like that. I know all the comments on it were porn accounts, so there's that. I'm going to delete them real quick. Sorry to swear. Sorry to confuse the layout of this video. I just wanted to see how many views the last one got. 237. Before that, we had 102. Before that, we had 27, which is no good. Before that, we had 99. So that's it for today's episode of White Coffee, and I'll talk to you all on Thursday.